Assalamu alaikum and a very, very good morning to everyone.
Walaikum salam.
As Ramadan draws to a close, with today being the 23rd Rosa, I pray that Allah's blessings are with the entire humanity, especially in these extraordinary times. Ameen.
Amen.
Well, I would like to welcome everyone, our teachers, staff, our students, Hyderabad, Karimabad, FJR, and some of our staff has also joined in, which is wonderful. And we've got some students who have agreed to come. I think we've got Malaika Khokar, Nimra, and Abir Fatima. These are all students from Hyderabad. Welcome, everyone. There's a wonderful saying by Nelson Mandela, and I love it. He goes on to say, to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very own humanity. So, I mean, who would know it better than Nelson Mandela? And another one which I love is love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Agree or disagree?
Agreed.
Agreed.
210%.
Yeah, without them, humanity can never survive. So, I mean, you know, this is what humanity is all about. I mean, our religion is that. Every religion is humanity, kindness. All right, on this note, I would like to introduce Nusrat SAW of international repute, and who is renowned for his motivational talks, his professional trainings, and management consultancy on the corporate front. So Nusrat SAW has been in the field now for eons, and he has been associated with the local and international universities and training institutes. He has worked at IBA as a faculty member and has been senior manager of training and development at GlaxoSmithKline. At present, you know, all know that Syed Nusrat Ali is the chairperson of the ELP committee and a member of the governing board. He is always helpful and always there for the ELP committee, always helped us out. Some wonderful talks he's given for the students called Pronounce It Correctly and on vocabulary, etc. So it's been wonderful having him on board. Thank you very much, Nusrat Saab. Now I would like to invite Syed Nusrat Ali to commence our talk on humanity and kindness is the soul of religion.
Thank you, Marzi. Thank you. Thank you very much for such a detailed introduction of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't believe whatever she said. She was trying to massage my already inflated ego. So please don't trust all the big words of hers. Now let's begin with a very old saying, which I always like. There are two groups of people, and one group is composed of those persons who have something to say, but they can't. And the other group is composed of those people who have nothing to say, but they keep on saying. And I belong to the second group. So, let's start with the topic. Can you please start my presentation? I have some points on the screen. Humanity and kindness, the soul of religion.
So, for mic option हो गया बंद.
Mic बंद कर दें. Yeah. We shall open your open your microphone in the end if you have some time for question and answer session. Now, we are talking about general religions. There are major religions, 12 major religions: Hinduism, Sikhism, Christianity, Islam, Judaism. And we shall discuss a few things, and we'll go to the formal definition of religions. This is a bookish definition. Religion can be defined as an organized system of beliefs by followers, ceremonies, practices, and worship that are centered around one supreme God or deity. Religion can also be described as man's attempt to gain the highest possible good for himself by living life the best way he can, according to some spiritual guidance. So now there are some common factors of major religions, a set of common things. They all worship, majority of the religions, they worship one supreme being. But there are a few religions who don't have a concept of God, such as Buddhism, they don't have a God, or Jainism. But majority of the religions, they have one supreme power. Then there is a set of beliefs. For example, Day of Judgment, angels, heaven, hell. Then all of them, or majority of them, have sacred books or scriptures. Then rituals, of course, ceremonies. And this point, do good to others, is extremely common, and we are going to emphasize on this point, do good to others. And you will find this line common in almost all the religions. For example, Buddhism, treat not others in the way that you yourself find hurtful. In Christianity, we say, in everything, do to others as you would have them to do to you. And for this, the law and the prophets, Jesus, Matthew 7:1.2. Next, please. In Hinduism, is one of the oldest religions of the world. It says, this is the sum of duty. Do not do to others what would cause pain if done to you. In Islam also, not one of you truly believes until you wish for others what you wish for yourself. Prophet Mohammad SAW. Next. In Judaism, what is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. This is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary, and learn it. In Sikhism, I'm a stranger to no one, and no one is stranger to me. Indeed, I'm a friend to all. Guru Nanak. And Zoroastrian, do not do unto others what is injurious to you, to yourself. Jainism, one should treat all creatures in the world as one would like to be treated. Mahavira. Now, the question is, isn't it an oxymoron that all religions teach to practice of loving kindness, that we use our differences in religion to justify being unkind to one another? Perhaps this is the time to make kindness as a conscious choice rather than a random act. Regardless of the religious path we choose to walk, let kindness be our constant companion. The problem arises at the point when we say that whatever we are following, whatever path we are following is the best path in the world, is the right way to do things, and all others are on the wrong path. They are wrong, I am right, and you are wrong. All the problem starts with this concept, and we have to be very, very careful about this point. As I said, Hinduism is the oldest religion of the world. Then Lord Buddha was around 500 years before Christ, around 500. And Jainism also took birth during that area. Buddhism and Jainism were together. They were rising together simultaneously. So Lord Buddha, they don't have a God, but they focus on enlightenment and nirvana. They call it nirvana. Then we move on to Christianity. Jesus Christ, as you know, was the most loved person and a very loving man, a healer, and a person who even he made people alive, dead alive. So there are many miracles. He was the kindest person. Next. Then we move on to Prophet Muhammad. What I'm trying to say is giving some hints here and there that who are those people and what they wanted, what the religion really wanted. As most of the Muslims, because I'm speaking at the majority are Muslims, they know when there was an old lady was throwing garbage on Prophet Muhammad SAW, and it was a daily practice and he didn't react. So one day when there was no garbage, he went upstairs and asked about the welfare of the lady. The lady was ill, and so what did he? Brought some medicines, and he nursed the lady for around 2-3 days. And she was so impressed by his conduct that she asked, what is your message? What do you want? And she converted. Then there's a bundle of wood. He carried the bundle of wood for a woman. Then he was wounded in Sheb Abi Talib when he was surrounded and lived there for around 2-3 years, I think, more than that. And people used to throw stones, and Prophet Muhammad's feet were all wounded. And the angels, I think Gabriel arrived and said, Prophet Muhammad, if you want, we can grind these people between 2 mountains. He said, no, I don't want to curse them. I don't want to destroy them. Maybe their next generation is going to follow the right path. So don't do that. So he was so kind. Then after conquering Makkah, when he had mercy for all, and mercy even for Abu Sufyan and his wife Hinda. Hinda was such a cruel person that she chewed the liver of Hazrat Amir Hamza, the uncle of Prophet Muhammad SAW. And he said, mercy to all, I forgive everybody, even Hinda. Even if people take refuge in the house of Abu Sufyan, they are forgiven. But I say to Hinda, please don't come in front of me because she reminds me of my uncle. That's it. Mercy for all. And he was titled Rahmatul lil Alameen. Prophet Muhammad was titled as Rahmatul lil Alameen. So his rahmat, his kindness, not for one nation, for one region. He was a mercy. He was merciful to all mankind. That was his message. Next, please. Now I remind you, I say most of the time, let me start with some sort of kindness stories. I think it's a very old story and people must have remembered this bowl of milk story. There was a small boy and he was very hungry, and he knocked a door and a lady came out. No, I'm just searching for my watch. A lady came out and said, and the boy asked for a glass of water. And the lady sensed that the boy is not thirsty, he's hungry. So what she did, she took a big bowl of milk and gave it to the boy. He said thanks and he took all. And after around 35 or 40 years, another scene. Now, an old lady in the hospital, after a long operation, she was in the bed and there's a long bill came for many, many millions of dollars or lakhs of dollars, whatever. And it was written, billed, fully paid. And she said, I am such a poor woman. Who has paid this? Then enters the doctor, who is the owner of the hospital. And he said, I have done it. I have repaid. You have already paid the bill by a glass and a bowl of milk 35 or 40 years ago. So it comes back. The point to drive is whatever good deed you do, it will not go in vain. It will return. It will come back to you in some form. So keep doing it. Now, there was a doing something for this? Yes. All right. In case of murder and adoption, in America, there was a boy around 18, 19 years old, and he was going, and there was a robber, street robbers, and that man with a pistol asked for money, and he didn't have the money. He just shot the person and took the money. And when he was caught, now the story is, Marzi, can you hear me? Now the story turns a different direction. When he was caught, the father of this, his name was Ali. He is in America. The boy was killed. His name was Ali, and the other person, I don't know the name, but he was also a boy, a young man. The father of the killed boy asked him, "Why did you do that?" Yes, I had no money. I had no choice. I'm an orphan. So this man said, I don't have any grudge to this boy because he was compelled because of his circumstances. So I want to take this person, I want to adopt this boy and don't want to send him to jail. Yes, this is sacrifice. This is big heart. And after that, now he has 800 orphans in his orphanage. Such a great man. So it starts with small acts. Next, please. Now, another story which is a very, very famous story. Again, it's an American story. Mohammad SAW. Mohammad SAW was a storekeeper, and suddenly a robber or a shoplifter, he came up and asked for money and took the bread, and this man, the store man, he's a Pakistani, Mohammad SAW. He had a big gun, and he took the gun and he wanted to shoot him, and he just begged, and he knelt down and said, "Please, I'm very hungry. My family is very hungry. I don't have money. I'm not looting this for the purpose of looting. I'm really very needy. Please don't shoot." So he kept his rifle aside. He gave him all the food he wanted. He gave him money and said, "You have to promise that from today, you are not going to rob or steal anything from anyone." He said, "I give my word." And then again, he came back the next day or after 2 days, and he said, "I want to be like you. Whatever faith you have, I want to have that faith." So small acts of kindness change the person. Next, please. Everybody knows about Dr. Adeeb and Rizvi. There's no need of a long introduction. The point which is very important is most of the time people complain that we are working in a hospital, in a Sarkari hospital, and we don't have much flexibility to change things. But Adeeb and Rizvi started with such a small thing in the government hospital in urology, and now he's a big empire. And the only thing the patient is supposed to give his own taxi fare, and that's all. That is all. All the expenses is borne by SIUT, and even lifelong medicines, around 30 to 40,000 rupees medicines are given to the patient by SIUT. So he's an angel in a man's disguise. Dr. Adeeb is in Rizvi. So I want to give you the examples of people that, as you said in the beginning, that there are good people as well. So we should focus the good people and try to emulate them, be like them. Again, there's the richest poor man, Mr. Adeeb, Abdul Sattar Adeeb, how he changed the world. Even now, I think what I have, if I'm right, his ambulances are sent to India for on humanitarian ground. No need of his introduction. We can, yes, Kawasji. Hardly anybody knows that Kawasji had a great contribution in charity. In SIUT, there is a big picture of his, and he was one of the high donors at SIUT, Kawasji. Next. Then we have another person. I think she's the, we are proud of her, Dr. Ruth Fao. She's no more now. I think she spent all her life in Pakistan, in Karachi. And the beautiful thing is that she was going to India. She was a German lady, and she was going to India via Pakistan. But somehow she couldn't get the visa of India. She stayed here for some time, for a longer period of time. Then she wanted to go travel to all over Pakistan. And she found such good people here. And when she looked at the leprosy center, she decided to stay here. And Pakistan government gave her the citizenship and many, many civil awards, I think 3 awards, pride of performance and Nishan-e-Imtiaz and Nishan all this. So there are people we can really follow. When you have worth, now I'm showing you the slide of Bill Gates, great benevolent person. I think, and such a modest man, very humble. I'm showing you the picture that he is in the queue for a burger. She's not acting as a VVVIP. Please don't do this. Anyway, Baba Slide. Now, what I'm trying to say is Bill Gates, he's one of the persons who has given large amount of money for the donation for the humanity. And recently, we have heard the news of sad news about his divorce. Anyway, we pray for his life and good life. Next. Warren Buffett is another wonderful example of a good person. And he has, I think, $38 billion donation. And great benevolent man and very kind, lives in a simple house, drives his own car. He doesn't carry cell phones, and his most yashi is having popcorn and watching news. That's it. And lives with the. I think he has now bought a new house, but it's very simple. He doesn't hold meetings number of times. And same with, I think, another person who is really a humane person is Barack Obama. Mr. Barack Obama is a very humane person. Naturally, he is very humble, greeting, caring, and I have seen his life story, and again, we can learn a lot of good things about. Now, if you can find out who is this man, can anybody find out who this man is? Can you? Yes, it's Mohammad Ali Clay. What he is doing there? This man is on the 9th floor and is going to commit suicide. So everybody failed, and Muhammad Ali was passing through that street. Next. Grace to emotion, that's a great event, but it's still well worth a mention. Ali had been passing a high-rise building in 1981 when he noticed a commotion. A man was threatening to commit suicide by jumping from the 9th floor. All people failed to convince the man to come down. Ali asked the police officer if he could help, and duly cracks the troubled man down from the ledge. He was successful. And why I included Muhammad Ali, because again, he was a very kind, very loving person and great heart, and he has donated large amount of money for the poor, for the needy, for the students. Oprah Winfrey, everybody knows about her, that she's the most powerful person, a powerful lady, most powerful and wealthy in the whole world. And she's doing a lot for humanity. Everybody knows about Mother Teresa, Angelina Jolie, or Jolie, whatever you say, pronounce. Now, can you see the small baby in 2003, and now 2019, I think must be 13 years old girl. It gives such a happiness. This is called real happiness. That's always the difference between fun and happiness. Fun is temporary. Fun is momentary. But happiness is big, is something long lasting. It gives you pleasure. Whenever you reminisce the past, whenever you recall that moment, you feel good about yourself. That is happiness. So when you're kind, it's not a one-time activity. It gives you a lot of happiness throughout your life. Jacinda Ardern, New Zealand. I would emphasize everybody to be kind and caring to growing children. This is a very tender age where you can give them right direction, right or wrong, whether it's a boy or girl. Especially I find such type of girl in the age of 10, 11, 12, you should give more attention, because this is at this time, they have a very, very troublesome questioning mind. They want to know everything. Now, this is your responsibility as a senior or as a parent or as a teacher to tell them what is right and what is wrong, what matches with your culture, what doesn't. So we have to be very careful about this. And sometimes we are inundated by Western culture or Indian culture or some other various cultures, but we have to be very careful what is our culture, what is the demand of our culture. Next. And we have to be kind to animals, because animals, they understand the language of love, the language of kindness. I think music and love, the two languages, they don't need any religion or nationality or passport. If you are loving and kind, even animals do understand. Rather, I will say the plants, they also understand. They receive your positive vibes and the negative as well. And try to give small joys, small happiness to everybody around you. Start with wherever you are. This is a wonderful slide. Dear human, if you don't destroy me, I'll give you shelter, food, water, and oxygen. The plant is saying. That's the same thing though. be kind to plants and animals. Now I'm going to show a few acts of kindness. For example, what we can do, that's important. Most of the time, most of the projects fail because we start with something very big, something unrealistic, something huge, something so scary that we don't start. My point is, please start with small things, one good at a time, one good deed at a time. For example, drop a cake or bouquet to a friend for no reason. Somebody said if a husband brings flowers or bouquet to his wife for no reason, there is always a reason. But keep doing it. Do send get well cards to sick people. Send them notes, miss you and like you and pray for you. These are important things. They're small things, but very important. Keep an extra umbrella at work so you can let it out when it rains. Then keep extra tissues. Sometimes we want water bottles, masks, sanitizers. These small things in your car, or most of the time, I think women already do it. They keep extra things in their heavy bags. Now, another important thing, which is we give less attention, is the first aid. We should all be trained in first aid, the small steps, how to let the person survive before taking the hospital, some immediate actions. So we should all go under training. I think these Red Crescent people, they conduct free trainings for first aid. We should get trained how to give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation and how to carry person from one place to another place on the stretcher, how to raise, how to hold. And we should also carry a small first aid box in our car. Then these are mixed things. These are a number of manners, good manners and kindness, they are mixed up. For example, holding the car, holding the door for the person coming behind you. These are basic ethics which we all, our parents, supposed to, they used to teach us. Say thank you, have a nice day, someone who holds the door for you. And I have experienced this a number of times. I just hold the door for others and the others pass on. They think that I am the janitor and this is my duty to keep the door open for them. Nobody gives a damn, nobody looks at me. But I keep doing it unless somebody realizes that this is not, he doesn't look like a janitor. Anyway, ask a senior citizen about their life story and truly listen to them. This is very, very important. And you'll find the difference in their lives when you listen to the whole stories. Give a generous tip to a waiter or driver, etc. Because, and I always try to do it because I don't give much to beggars, but I give to those people who are working hard, honestly. Please give them very generous tip. And I'm sure they remember you. Whenever you come next, they give you a VVIP treatment. Help another parent out with a stroller or carrying things in the market or in the shopping center. You can do that. Pick up trash in a parking lot or wherever you find. Always have fire brigade, hospitals, police, ambulances, phone numbers, and ambulances phone numbers with you and share it to others. All emergency numbers. Visit old homes, and I have done it. I think I told you before about Valentine's Day. I think twice we have done. We went to the old homes and celebrated Valentine's Day there, decorated everything and with balloons and cakes and singing. On Christmas, on Eid and Diwali, whatever is the occasion, just celebrate with them, go with them, feed the stray animals. At times, dogs, and I'm not talking about America, but in Pakistan, we have many animals who may be hungry or maybe thirsty. So please take care of them. Water plants wherever you can. Whether it's your house, your office, anywhere you find that there's less water, try to water them. Teach a poor child. Find out some needy people. The most important, which is the last point, is stop sharing negative and baseless news. There is a deluge of information. There is a bombardment of useless, fake news or stories. And we, without checking, there's a friend of mine in America. She is very keen about searching for the right material. For example, whenever I sent her some material, she first of all goes to the root. Where did it start? And most of the time, she says this is fake. It has no basis. So this is our responsibility, not to send any negative or without checking and without reassuring, without testing its validity or acha. Now, I'm coming to the close, Marzi. Then you can have a question answer session. The question is, what are you doing for others? I've presented something mixed. It was a mixed plate. Now I start with tolerance. Most of the time we use the word tolerant. We have to be tolerant. But believe me, I find it slightly, it has a negative, it's a bitter taste in my mouth. I find it slightly negatively charged word. But because when we tolerate somebody or a group, we are doing it under duress, under compulsion, without our own agreement. We're not pleased. When we tolerate something, I'm tolerating his singing. It means I don't like his singing, but I'm tolerating him. I'm bearing with him. So I think we should replace this word tolerance with acceptance. We should accept the other person or a group of person, whatever they are. And we also give them recognition and respect. And also fair play. I'm moving upwards, you know. This is a ascending or descending order, different. From a small to big is getting down. After this, respect, not only respect, it should give them fair play. If they are, if they have a different creed, they have a different religion, different color, different nationality, whatever is the difference, there's a different group of people. We should respect them and give them fair chances. No distinction of any kind. And that is the message of all the religions. And holding at the door is come under good manners, then care, then kindness, then comes sacrifice, time and money, then benevolence. I was quoting Warren Buffett and all that. Then there are people who devoted their whole life for humanity, for Dr. Ruth and many other people. And the last is sacrificing your life. This is the ultimate. Not only your life, there are examples when the whole family gave their lives for for the cause, for the right cause, for truthfulness, for the truth. Remember, follow the character, conduct, and good behavior of great people you love, chanting slogans, damaging property, and burning cars on the road shall bring bad name to you and your heroes. Remember that. And remember, if you act kindly, it is contagious. The other person also gets influenced and is a chain reaction. It gets viral. And it's a permanent joy, as I told you in the beginning, that even after 20 years, when you recall it, you feel good about it. So it's a permanent joy. And above all, be kind to yourself. Do yoga as Marziya is doing these days. I think Fatma and Marziya both. At PSCC, we have a good setup for yoga. So yoga, exercise, food, healthy things. So keep yourself composed and try to deliver good things. The final word, and I want to end this with the Urdu sher of Jigar Moradabadi. He says, "Jab tak ke ghame insaan se jigar, insaan ka dil maamur nahi. Jab tak ke ghame insaan se jigar, insaan ka dil maamur nahi. Jannat hi sahi duniya lekin jannat se jahannam dur." And the translation is, I have done it in my own way. I don't know how far it's true. Until your heart is not filled with the love of passion for others, until your heart is not filled with the love and passion for others, you're heading towards hell, even if you're living in a heaven now. You definitely fall into hell. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, because it's a great subject, but we have a very small slice of time. I'm sure now this is time, I think, for question answers. Please open the microphone. Anybody would like to ask any question? Have you opened? You can ask any question about anything. We have these around 12 minutes for question answer. आप खोल दें इनके भाई.
Assalamualaikum Nusrat Saab. It was very, and Maria Nakhuda.
आप खोल देना सब. जी Maria Nakhuda.
It was very enlightening to hear you speak about humanity and kindness. And I think we should all be very kind to each and every person. The only act of kindness, I then remember is that I do not let my servants, I do not let them work and overwork them in Ramzan, because I respect them and they are all fasting. So I think that is the act of kindness that I do in Ramzan. I let them do minimum work. I tell my children and my grandchildren to do most of the things themselves, because they are also fasting and they get tired too. So that is the act of kindness which I like to do, besides helping others. And I encourage my grandchildren to water the plants and to look after, we don't keep any, there are no pets at home, because I don't like cats and dogs at home. But I encourage them also to do things like, being kind, respecting elders, and generally the act of kindness that they should display to everyone around them.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other? Roxana, would you like to say something?
All I can say is thanks a lot for rekindling our minds.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure listening to you. That's it.
Great, great. Thank you. Anybody else? ये कौन है? Say thank you. I think Mr. Morai is there. Morai sir, thank you very much. Who else? Is there anybody who would like to ask any question about anything in the world? Faiza, would you like to say?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Really enjoyed a wonderful session. And this 1 hour has been really, productive and positive. And we should have sessions like these off and on so that we are united on the same platform. And, kind of with our busy life, we forget all these kinds of things. So,
Yes,
it makes
this
a
is it's a
really
reminder.
exactly.
Yeah, it's humble.
Yes, and it will, bring us back on our good track that we always forget at times. So it was really amazing. Would
Mashallah.
thank Mrs. Shah and you as well for this wonderful
Yes,
effort.
she's here with me. You take your chair here.
I think it's the small things in life that we do make big things, right?
Yes,
Small
it's
acts go
Agreed.
to bigger things. You should start by doing small acts of kindness so that
yeah, exactly.
soul satisfying as well, as much as that you can do.
Yeah. Marziya is with
Alaikum Marzieh.
Assalamu alaikum, yes. It was a wonderful session, absolutely.
Today, I want questions. Don't praise me or praise anybody. Just if you have any question about anything, about any clarification you have. There's a question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Right?
This is Fazia from California.
अरे फौजिया कैलिफोर्निया से कैसी हैं आप? अभी मैं
One of
आपको
your
याद कर रहा था.
international
She
students.
is the person who always amends. She's a great critic. She's also a language teacher at Aga Khan University in Karachi, in Pakistan.
The one who authentically,
Yes,
whatever.
yes, she's a great critic.
Okay.
Please, yes, please,
Yeah, thanks for your kind words. I don't have any question at this point, but it was a very enlightening session. Good reminders, I must say. I mean, we do claim that we know all these things, but everyone needs these reminders all the time.
Yeah.
And this is what the
I'm
session
glad you are here and you are my teacher, my ustad, my guru. Although she's very young to me, she has been my student, but my teacher
You're being
as well.
very kind. You're being very kind. You
Yeah.
are my teacher, and I always look forward to you.
Thank you.
And that's why I'm here at this hour. It's like 12:16
Great.
past midnight over here, but I wanted to attend this.
Thank you.
And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Fazia.
Were you able to listen to it? And late?
Yeah, loud and clear. I'm still awake, and I was working on something else, and I had my ears to this session. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Fazia.
There's a question we have. What about kindness while teaching? As teachers, we share the examples of kindness during our classes.
Yes, the most important kindness is never ever discourage any student about asking any question. That is very important because no question in the world is wrong. Answers may be wrong, but question is never wrong. As our seniors say, question is the answer. It is a question. So if you ridicule or if you try to belittle or disparage or disrespect your student asking wrong questions, if you keep away, that's the biggest encouragement. Encourage them to ask stupid questions, rude questions, crude questions. That is the essence of all learning. Hope I answered your question. Ask this question. Yasmin, did I answer you? Thank you.
Hello, sir. This is Azhar from Karachi.
Yes, sir.
So as you said, like mostly people, they think that they are the superior in their religion, and others are the zero. So this is very common thing here, especially in Pakistan, I realized. So really, yes, that point was very important.
Yes.
On that we should focus. Yes.
We
So
should
others
respect.
are not the zero. Every religion has a priority. Every religion has a
We have to
respect.
respect it. I
Yes,
believe
sir.
on
So
one
here
line.
in Karachi, yes.
Let me give you one line which I believe. Somebody said, I behave to you kindly and I talk to you gently Not because you are a gentleman, because I am a gentleman. Just forget about others, what they do or what they say. This is me. I have to, this is my, as somebody has said, your behavior is not the choice like the color of your eyes you're born with. You're not born with a behavior. It is a performance you choose. Salik is with me and Marzia with me, and they say, you aap to pagal hai. So I have many choices. I can say, tum khud pagal. या मैं इनसे चीख मारूं, हाँ बिल्कुल सही पहचाना, तुम भी पागल हम भी पागल, वाह वाह वाह, I start dancing. या मैं पत्थर खींच के मारूं, या कमरे से भाग जाऊं. How many choices I have? That's why I'm a human being. That's the difference between a human being and an animal. This is my choice how to react. The world will not be peaceful place. The world will not be good. All people will not be good. There will be good people and bad people. Our option, where to place ourselves. So many people will say that your religion or your thoughts are wrong. Okay, respect. I say I respect your ideas, but I think 2 into 2 is equal to 4. That's my logic. That's it. You don't have
Yes, sir. So all are equal. And here one thing more I realized, the Christian and Hindu and many other religions, I have many friends, they are scared. They don't talk. If I just try to talk with them about the Jesus or the Hinduism religion, they don't talk, because I think they are scared of Pakistan or us. So they are so scared. They don't talk on the religions.
I think we should not generalize this statement, because again we are trying to promote negativity. There are many people who are Hindus and Christians living with us side by side in PACC. We have Christians, we have Hindu workers, and we are just a family. We're like family. So maybe there are 1-2% people, they might have some bad experiences, but the majority they are even our Sikh brothers, they are in the army. Can you believe that? Our Sikh brothers, they are in the army. Our Hindus, Christians, they are all our brothers. They are our countrymen. They are our people, they are friends. They have the same. उनका माँ जिस तरह हमारे यहाँ अपने बच्चे के लिए परेशान होती है, उनके यहाँ भी होती है. The point of happiness and griefs all are same, except we pray differently, they pray different. That's it. That's all. There is no point of jhagda. To respect everybody. Ji.
Nirvana, for Umbreen Islam, why do we then forget kindness when we are aware of its importance? The reason that we forget kindness.
Because the problem is we are not practicing it. We should put into practice again and again, and we should display it. What we are doing is whatever I said in an hour, everybody knows. I have not given you a new scientific theory. It is a reminder. So by acting on small things, we have to remind that these are the right things to do. By doing it again and again, by showing it again and again, people get inspiration. As I said in my presentation, it's contagious. If I do something good, you will follow me, and she will follow me. And if she is doing something good, I will try to emulate, try to copy her. This is the only way. Number 2 is very important, very important, very important. And I say it on every forum of the world. Please teach your children, small children. As I said, in Japan, up to the age of 10, they don't teach anything. They don't have a books. They teach their children about moral things, about ethics, about honesty, about integrity, and they do how to make a cue. If somebody is given something to eat, first of all, give it to others. They do it by practice. Practicing. See?
क्या टाइम हो 12:30 कुलसुम
Acha, so
खैरियत
doing
आज भी
it,
रश था क्या
by doing it again and again and spreading it and showcasing it, I think we can make some difference. We can make positive dent in our culture. Do we have time? I think it's.
We have one more question from Nirvana Munir. Is it wrong to do something which is against our culture?
I think there's nothing right and wrong. There's no right and wrong. The problem is culture is getting very, very important. What is right in America may be wrong in Afghanistan because of the culture, because of the region. What is right here may be wrong in Brazil, may be right in Bangladesh, may be wrong in somebody in Argentina. So culture is important. Culture is very, very important. I think culture is rather more important at times. It goes beyond religion. For example, if I go to America or England and if I find a Pakistani who is speaking, a Sikh brother, and he's speaking Punjabi, and I started speaking Punjabi, ki haal hai Sardar ji, mazੇ ਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਲੰਘ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ. Then we find a bond. Our religions are different, but our culture is almost same. He started speaking Hindi, I start speaking Urdu, which is the same thing. Basically, they call it Hindi, we call it Urdu, except a few words. So, what is the bond? It's the culture. The question is, we must be careful about the culture because we cannot go out of our culture. For example, I think I should give an example or not. In Indian culture, they follow the Western culture. And we tend to get influenced by Indian culture. In shows in India, young girls or women, they are wearing skirts and wearing a different type of dress, which is not prevalent in our society so far. But there are people who say, no, we have to, so it will take time. It may take time, but at the present time, our culture doesn't allow that because of the culture. It's important. So culture is important. It's very important. For example, if you go to Iran and you say like this, well done, it is something very, very bad, a bad sign in Iran. If you just show your thumb. So different nationalities and different religions have different culture. So we should give importance to culture. That's my point. Please, I think the time is almost up. Let Marzia wind up.
Stop here today, and thank you very much, everyone. Please stay safe. We'd like to thank Nusrat Saab and Salik. Salik has been an IT man here and has given, it's all gone off very well, mashallah. We would like to thank everyone for participating, enjoying it, but please stay away from family gatherings and family get-togethers. Be safe and have a great Eid, everyone. Have a wonderful week. I'd like to thank the students who have joined in from Hyderabad, from Karachi also. There's Sanjana Kumari, there's Tahira Syed, Nirvana Munir, Nasrullah Afridi, and of course we've got Malaika Kokar, Nimra. So we've got a lot of participants, mashallah. Syed Amar Ali from Karimabad, Umair Imtiaz, who's in Karimabad, our staff. So our staff has also taken part in this. It wasn't just teachers, it wasn't just students, our staff and our ED, Muzaffar Arif Khan. So everyone has been there, Yaqub Rahman bhi hai. So everyone, thank you so much. And inshallah, we hope to have another session with Nusrat Saab. Send in your ideas. I loved what you all sent. I forwarded them to Nusrat Saab and then he chose the one he felt he wanted to speak on. So let's inshallah have another session after Eid. All right.
Thank you so very much.
Khudafis. And Marziya, I would like to wish
Thank you.
everyone a very happy and safe Eid ul Fitr.
Yes.
Everyone.
Eid Mubarak, everyone.
Eid Mubarak in advance.
Mubarak.
Khudafis.
Stay
Khudafis.
blessed. Allah.
Hafiz.
Thank you.
Thank you.